Yeah, he doesn't have a taxi.
At the same time that Melissa's taxiing in, John Collver taxiing out. Over to your far right, for those of you on the right side of the air show line, you're going to see the Twin Beach 18, the beautiful polished jump aircraft of the just-in-time skydivers. The open door on the left side of the fuselage.
Navy gray.
That airplane will be departing here momentarily with our jumpers on board as they again climb to an altitude of just about 12,000 feet over the airport here to get set up for their evening flight demonstration. John dedicates his performance to veterans, young and old, from 1941 to the present time and to the families that they leave behind. John's aviation career began at the age of 13 years old, and like many of us, he had to ride his bicycle to the airport to take his flying lessons. At the age of 16, John soloed, and this is even before he had his driver's license. And on his 16th birthday, he soloed in 5 different aircraft. Not just the one that he learned in, but this is somebody dedicated to flying. At this time, John's flying career spans more than 40 years of aviation. He has logged more than 14,500 total hours of flying time. And this has been in more than 50 different types of aircraft, ranging from the Goodyear blimp, Columbia to television's Airwolf helicopter. From your left, ladies and gentlemen, John Collver. John has flown numerous aircraft, from turboprops to jet aircraft. As a corporate pilot, there he flew such notable figures as Vice President Dick Cheney, California Senators Barbara Boxer and Dianne Feinstein, and former Defense Secretary Caspar Weinberger. As a professional airshow pilot for 29 years, John has flown more than 1,000 airshow performances. He has flown high-ranking military and civilian events, including air shows at Edwards Air Force Base, right here at Marine Corps Air Station El Toro. He has flown Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, Naval Air Station Lake Lagoon, Naval Air Facility El Centro, and Vandenberg Air Force Base. In addition to that, he has flown for San Francisco's 50th anniversary from the Golden Gate Bridge. He has also organized and flown in such events as San Diego's commemoration of Pearl Harbor and the Doolittle Raiders reunions of World War II. John is an experienced aerobatic instructor with high rankings in the International Aerobatic Gold Club Championships. He currently is an airshow safety evaluator for the International Council of Airshows, which is the trade organization for our industry. John and War Dog have been featured in numerous national and international publications, television programs, and feature films, including Gypsy Angels, which was last model was produced in the early 1950s, and during the Korean War, the United States Air Force and Marine Corps used the airplane as a forward air controller. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to sit back, relax now, and enjoy John Collver's stirring tribute to American veterans.
When I think back on these times and the dreams we left behind, I'll be glad 'cause to have you in my life. When I look back on these days, I'll look and see your face. You were right there for me.
time. In fact, the country of Turkey continues to fly the North American T-6 to the present day. This airplane has trained more military pilots than any other airplane in history. It was designed to give the best possible training in all types of tactics, from ground strafing to bombardment and aerial dogfighting. Some of the equipment typically found on the T-6 included bomb racks, blind flying instruments. Several of the airplanes had standard cameras as well as 30 caliber fixed machine and flexible machine guns. In fact, during the Korean-era conflict, an AT-6 is credited with shooting down a MiG-15 jet fighter. Now, the airplane that John is flying was built at the North American facility in 1944. This particular aircraft was first stationed right here at Marine Corps Air Station. Sent to Miramar Naval Air Station in 1946. And in fact, at one point, War Dog served as a carrier qualifying aircraft aboard the USS Cabot. Now, the paint that War Dog wears today is a replica of the same paint scheme that she wore in the early days, serving here, both here at Marine Corps Air Station El Toro, as well as Naval Air Station Miramar. The green stripes on the wings indicate that this is an instrument trainer. Back during the war years, Walt Disney and the folks at the Disney Studios had designed a number of different logos for various units throughout the United States Armed Forces. In fact, Walt Disney himself designed the logo for Man the Bull for Marine Corps Air Station El Toro, and in honor, all of the aircraft that were based here at El Toro at that particular time carried the initials WD. The airplane was retired from U.S. Armed Forces in the 1950s, and then she served as part of the Japanese Self-Defense Force up until 1964. She was built and scrapped in 1977, and it was at this time that War Dog was purchased and rebuilt into its original condition by Warford West of Compton, California. Not only did John Collver help with the restoration of the airplane, but eventually he became its new owner. War Dog is powered by R1340 Pratt & Whitney radial engine. The R1340 was in fact the very first truly successful radial engine ever developed, and it came from the Pratt & Whitney facility in Hartford, Connecticut, the brainchild of a young aeronautical engineer by the name of Frederick Brent Brenstein. The Navy was so impressed with the engine that even before the engine had been installed on the airplane, they placed an order for this particular engine type to serve the Navy and the Armed Forces of the United States Navy and Marine Corps right up until the jet age. In fact, Pratt & Whitney engines still exist in the form of turbojet and turbofan engines for a company with a long and very colorful tradition of aviation excellence. War Dog weighs about 5,800 pounds, has a 42-foot wingspan, she's 29 feet long, with a maximum speed of 250 miles per hour and a stall speed of 64 miles per hour. Now what you'll notice in John's routine, and you'll notice when he flies past right now, even as the airplane is slowed down, a very sharp and raspy sound coming from the nose of the aircraft. The sound of the engine. That is the sound of the propeller tips. That's 11.5-foot Hamilton standard propeller. But the tips of the propeller are turning faster than the speed of sound. So with each revolution, the propeller tips are breaking the sound barrier. Interestingly enough, we can hear that very distinctly here on the ground, but in the cockpit of the War Dog, that sound is not at all heard by John or any of the pilots flying these airplanes. Now, as we said, John is dedicating his performance here today and always to the veterans and current military personnel in our United States Armed Forces. I've had a great pleasure this afternoon telling you about all of our pilots, our performers here today, and we have a couple more yet to go. I'm not going to talk much about myself, but I do want to say that my father was a World War II Navy veteran. He is no longer with us, but my dad took me to the very first air show I ever attended at 5 years of age. And I've had a great fascination with these air shows ever since, and I've had the great privilege of being a part of it. But as a veteran, I was very proud of my father, as I am proud of all of those who have served and who continue to serve. So I take great pleasure in reading this poem to you. John has asked me to read, and at the same time as John is coming in, the three T-34 mentors are turning around to make a pass from your air show right. On behalf of John Collver, I want to dedicate this poem to all of the veterans, past and present. It is the veteran, not the preacher, who has given us the freedom of religion. It is the veteran, not the reporter, who has given us the freedom of the press. It is the veteran, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech. It is the veteran, not the campus organizer, who has given us freedom to assemble. It is the veteran, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial. It is the veteran, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote. It is the veteran who salutes the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, if we have a veteran or current military representative in the audience today, would you please raise your right hand? And everybody else, would you join with me in applauding these wonderful men and women who have served and continue to serve our country?
Tried to give you a heads up on the flyby, but
What are you taking pictures of?
no idea.
Oh, here he comes.
Send her.
Okay, you ready?